Hello everyone, I'm Melissa Neeley and I am the Flosstuber for Neeley's Needle Nest, and that is actually a name that I created a few years ago that I thought I would use for if I ever did anything with any kind of a business. I just thought that would be a neat name with my last name. I haven't been on for a long time, and I'll tell you a little bit about that in a minute, but I'm also the name and the face behind Neeley's Needle Nest that does finishing also. I haven't put my name out there very much for finishing because I do have a full-time job also, so I am always very busy. But part of why you haven't seen me in a while was, so maybe about a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years now. I can't remember when my Flosstube was. My husband had lost his job, and he actually did not have a job for 9 months. Then COVID kind of hit in the middle of that. And amazingly, even though it wasn't great for everybody else because people wouldn't go back to work, it was a great thing for us to be able to have the extra money for unemployment and everything during that time. My husband was 58 at the time, and so we were waiting for him to turn 59 and a half so that we can go into 401k, and we lived on that for a while. But that's what I've been doing, and it was just been hard. So one of the things I did was start doing finishing so I can bring some more income into the family. He is back on his job and everything's fine right now, but it was a scary kind of moment, as with a lot of people during COVID. But I just didn't have it in me to make videos during that time. I just really, I finished a lot of, iStitch, finished a lot of things, some that you haven't seen because I've not been on for a while, but I did watch my last video to see where I was at, so I'll show you some of my finishes from that last video. So I'm glad to be back. I'm probably going to do monthly videos. I think I can handle that with a full-time job. And I've still been doing finishing, even though Don has been back to work. But I like to do finishing, and I like to do it for people close to me around here that need it done, so I do that too. But if you ever need something, just hit me up, and I will talk to you about that and see if I can fit it in. Sometimes I'll say, especially when it gets into March, April, May, I can do it, but I'll have to wait till summer because that's my busy time in the school year for me as an admin. I do admin for testing, if you don't know that or have not watched any of my previous videos. Let's see, what else would I want to... I actually made notes so I can follow something here. Let me find it. Should have had them open before I started. So this last year, also I've been getting a little bit more involved in my church. And I'm on the care team at my church, and at my church that means you get trained to know how they will give you people to care for. You'll call them, see what they need or anything like that, and that has been really good and really, really eye-opening to me, and something that's been needed during COVID. So I stepped in to do that, and also in the last year, I've had probably 3 women that I know, one a really good friend, whose husbands have passed away because of COVID. So I've been just being with them, nurturing them, and trying to help them along the way also, and just be there for them, because sometimes there isn't anything to say. You just need to be there, and they need to know that you care. So that's what I've been doing. That's been hard. I've also had one friend who is in our EGA, Carrie, who passed away this summer, and from COVID, and that was hard because I was just leaving on a trip when I found out about it, and then they didn't have the service for a couple months because I think her husband, I don't know all the story about it, because Carrie was a friend of mine through EGA. Like, I didn't know her outside of EGA, but we got together every week before COVID and stitched in Starbucks. So I mean, we were together a lot, but it was all about cross-stitch world and EGA world and that kind of world. So I didn't know her family or anything, but I know I know that she knew the Lord, and I know where she is, and I am excited about it. But I'll show you something I'm going to do later, that a pattern she had given me before that I'm going to finish this year, and I'm going to put her name somewhere on that, and I'll show you what that is when I get to it. So So I know it's been hard for all of us, but that's kind of where I've been. I've watched Flosstubes. I haven't done any, and now I'm ready to get back into it. Oh, let's see here. So let me start by showing you some of the finishes from my last video a year or so ago that I have actually finished. So I was working on the modern folk art for 2020, and I finished it, and I have it framed now. And here it is. And the flosses, and that's another thing, this for a couple videos, since I finished these previously, I don't have everything pulled anymore, like the chart even, or the flosses, but I did sulky. So it's 3 shades of different rust color sulkies, and then I used their teal for the outline of all the different box areas and diamond areas. I also put down here in the corner, let's see, I used the words COVID, quarantine, and put it on there, 2020. And then over here is my name and my initials and the year. I love this. It also has, I should show you this, it has some shiny, you see it there, kind of sparkled copper acrylic every once in a while in it also. I got this framed at Arnes Framing here in Jacksonville, Florida. I've been really happy with their framing. But I really love this. This is actually kind of my house colors, so I love it hanging up in my house. I also finished, I was working on this, Seeking Refuge from Scarlet House. I actually stitched this twice. I stitched it for someone else that wanted me to stitch it for them. I love this saying. It was perfect for COVID. When the world seems to be out of control, I find a way to nurture my soul, seeking refuge with needle and thread, the angst and anxiety I no longer dread. So I really loved this for something for the year that COVID hit. So I have that one. Then I have, so I started this at StitchCon, let me think here, 2019, because 2020 we didn't go, and I finished it that year too, and I think I probably showed you the finish, but I haven't showed it to you framed, so I wanted to show it to you framed. This is hanging in our bedroom. This is Long Dawg Samplers Krozwyrd, and I just loved this, and I actually did use silks, which I don't use silks a lot. So the silk is from Silks For You, the burgundy is, and the black is Gloriana Ivory, is that right? Not ivory, ink, or I think it's ink. And then I did the letters in gold, petite thread is what I do. I'll show you in a minute. I have some of it that I'm on another project I'm using for it. I like to use that better than the acrylic. And then I outlined every letter in black so it just would pop more. But down here at the bottom, I put really small in the diamonds. It fit my husband and I's names, Donald and Melissa. And then over here on the side, I put the year we got married, and then the year I finished this. But I really love this one. It hangs in our bedroom. And then another one I was working on, oh, I forgot to look this up. You guys are going to know, though. I forgot to look who the designer was of this, and I know who it is, and I can't think of it. 'Tis the season I got framed. 'Tis the season to be jolly, with that cardinal and all the beading around the berries. I loved that. So I got that framed. So that's probably the only things I've gotten framed. The big things that I've done and I've gotten framed. So I've been really happy with that. Oh, let's see, what else should I show you? Well, people are trying to message me while I'm trying to do my Flosstube, and now I can't open my notes. Why won't I open? Okay, so then I'm going to show you one thing I did this past year. I did a lot of Christmas little smalls and finishes, but I also did the just cross stitch ornament of the month with them. And so I'm going to show you some of those I did. Some of them I don't have because I gave them away. But before I show you those, I'm going to show you something that I did with my Mill Hill ornaments this year. But let me show you this first. Okay, this is Santa Claus from Autumn Lane Stitchery. I really like him, and I am going to do Mrs. Claus. But I did him as a stand-up. There's the back. He's just a little bitty stand-up, and then I'll do Mrs. Claus, and I'll do it right next to them. I'm going to do that one this year. And then on my Mill Hill, all my Mill Hills, which I've done these Mill Hills, and I've showed you them before, but I didn't really have them fully finished. I didn't have anything on the back. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I thought I would do wool and kind of glue it on the back, and I bought wool for it and everything. Well, then I discovered... So here's the first one. I'll show you what I discovered to put on the back. This is one of the Mill Hill Santa faces. They're on Amazon. You can look up velvet, and it's really thin velvet. I'll show you the side. I'll try to show you the side. That's sticky. That will stick on the back of your Mill Hill, and then you can cut out around it. But it's really soft, velvety, but thin. It's not thick velvet. And they have it in all kinds of colors, so this is like a maroon. So that's one of my Mill Hill. I'll try to go through these quickly. Mary, Joseph, with the back on them, and baby Jesus and the animals. I haven't got all that I want done. I do have the 3 kings done. There's the one king. Whoops, one of them stuck. Here's another king. And then here's a 3rd king. Then I have the set of the Nordic Santas. Is maybe these. That one with the back on it. This one with a little raccoon. This one with a little bear. And then I did the Seafaring Santas. I've done them. And I have others. I just haven't done them yet. Here's one of them. Seafaring Santas. I like all the Santas. One with the anchor. And one with the telescope. And I put that velvet on the back of each one of them. And it was worth it just sticking out and cutting around it again. Like you have to do to cut the perforated paper too. That's what I did. Okay, let's see if I can go through what I've done from the ornament, just cross-stitching ornament 2020. These are from. So here's 2020. I finished it kind of as a puppy pillow ornament. And I just don't know all the designers because everyone's a different one in that magazine. I posted them on Instagram and give credit to who has designed these. This little donkey over the baby Jesus finished as a pillow also. Let's see here. That one's not from there. This one's not from there. This is a gift. This one is from the ornament book. Little reindeer. This one's from the Ornament book. Christmas tree, and it had different stitches on it. It's not cross stitches. Except for this tree stump at the bottom. This was from there. I just finished this one. This was December's that we did, so I put December 21 on there. This one isn't one. This one isn't one. I still do a lot of ornaments that weren't from the magazine. Did this Noel. The back of it looks like that. And has little bling on it. And that was it oh no, here's another one. A little bitty one. I liked that one with a little poinsettia with beads. Those were the ones from the ornament book. Then here's the other ornaments I did this year. You're getting to see all these because I actually just took them off the tree. So you'll get to see them. I did this one. Merry Christmas. This is Santa as a pillow. Oh, let me show you the back of that. Pillow with little buttons on it. I've done this one. Put it on one of those baskets. See, and then oh wait, this one was from the this is from it too. The little gnome was from the magazine, just Cross Stitch magazine. Whoops, there's my little sticker I didn't get off yet. I really liked the ornaments because I just take them and do what I want with them. I'll change the colors and make it look and finish it the way I want it to look nice. I also finished this. I think this is Heart and Hand. I just did this one. Very Merry Christmas with that backing. I really like that one too. I like a lot of my oh, actually this is from the magazine too. This one's from the magazine. We just did this one. Joy to the World. There's my backing. Trying to fit it back in my little box I had here. This one, I don't know if I ever showed it, but now I have it fully finished, but it's Kathy Haberman's from last year. Big ornament I did. There's the back. I really like that too. Alright, that's all my ornaments that I've done since I've last done a video. I also finished, so I bought, oh, I'm not going to remember who this designer is either because I already filed everything. But, let me think about it. It's probably on my, anyway, I'll think about it. These were actually ornaments, but I put, there were 4, and you get a set 1, and then there's a set 2 that came out this year, I believe. But I took 3 of them and put them all in a row on a pillow and finished it this way. And put my name at the bottom and the date. And this backing. So I finished that pillow. And then my EGA had a sale this year, and we were to pick something that was from the modern folk art or modern folk embroidery, like my big orange and teal designer, and for our sale this year. So I picked this one from Jacob. It just says Noel with a lot of red. I just loved it. I could actually probably stitch this one again. I liked it a lot. Of course, I like birds, so I put a little bird down there in the corner. Use bird fabric. That was my Noel. And I think that was all that I had started before. And now have finished with my pillow finishes. Now I have some, just a few more I want to show you. that I've done Christmassy that I haven't totally finished. So I've done this one. Actually, this is the second time I stitched it, but I liked it so much. I gave the first one away. I liked it so much I stitched it again for myself. So now I just have to fully finish. This is from Luminous Fiber Arts, Noel. And then I can't remember. Oh, this is from the Housewives. So they have this little freebie this year she had on her blog. Priscilla did. So I put it on some green fabric. I really love this one. And then I made 2 more because I'm going to finish these and give them away as gifts. But these I put on blue. Dark blue. If you notice, the little Santas, instead of having pants, I kind of made them into a long coat. Like this one, he's in pants. And this one these 2 I made long coats. So I'll get those finished. I actually have these little, like, cheese boards. They're little ones. They were rectangle ones and round ones that I found at Aldi's like a year ago, and I bought a bunch of them. So I'm putting 3 of these 3, on one of the rectangle ones. I already finished one, and it was my exchange gift at my EGA, and that is posted on my Instagram. And if you didn't know, my Instagram's my name, Melissa Gail Neeley, and my Facebook page is my maiden name, Melissa Timmons Neeley. Okay, another thing I finished was Kathy Haberman's cookie exchange. I love doing this with everybody. And then seeing it revealed and what it was. And this is going to end up going on. I gotta get this finished. I thought I would have had this finished by now. This paddle board that I got on an Etsy shop, which I'll link down below where I got this. So this will go on it when I finish it. And one other Christmas thing I've finished this month was the Housewives. This came out last year, I think, but I just stitched it. And I just did it on blue. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. I'm actually going to finish it because I found a 7x7 shadow box frame. So I'm going to put it in this and set it back in it. So when I totally finish that, I'll show it to you. So that's some of my recent finishes, but not totally fully finished yet. Actually, I have a couple more. I forgot. They're laying here. So I try to join this when I can. I didn't do it last year, but I did it the year before. But iStitch Designs, she stitches a lot of things on banding. And I try to do the yearly one. And I've gotten pretty far in a couple of them, but I haven't finished them. But I will finish them. But she does an Advent one every Christmas, and it's every day of Advent you get a little piece of it. And I did do this year's, and I did finish it, and I am putting it on the spool, but I have not fully finished it yet. So here was the iStitch Advent band this December. It's 1/1 on this banding. And right at the bottom, I'm almost done. I just have the white around the last box for the candy cane look. And I'll be done. And then it will roll up on this spool. So that was really fun to do. It's something I like to do and sit in December, because December to me is just a time of reflection and waiting for the baby Jesus to come. And I just like to sit there and reflect on that and stitch on that part that day and just have those kind of thoughts about Christmas while I'm stitching. Okay, here's another thing I finished. I just finished this one. I love this. This is Heart and Hands Wee Santa. And I just finished. And this fabric is 32 count Old West from Color and Cotton. This is the And I am going to finish it like this pillow. I already bought some wool. It's not striped like that, but I bought some wool and I'm going to finish it like that also. And then I just finished this on December 31st. This is called Christmas Delivery by Cottage Garden Sampling. I love this so much. I saw that Santa just walking through the snow, pulling his sleigh, and I just had to do it. This fabric I dyed myself. It was already a gray, like Murano 32 count from Hobby Lobby, and I just used charcoal, RIT, and dyed it. Crunched it up and dyed it. And this is this pattern. Cottage Garden Sampling Christmas Delivery. Alright, so let me share with you some of my whips that I'm doing. I actually just started one January 1st. And then I'll show you some that I've been working on. And one of them I forgot to grab, and I'll have to show you that another time. But this one I started on January 1st. I did have, here it is, the pattern. I'll show you the flosses too. So this is on 32 count Belfast. It's part of Psalms 23. The little king hats, I put some sparkle on it, thread in it. And I'm using a lot of, and here's the Petite Treasure Braid is what I use. Petite Treasure Braid is what I use for any sparkle, anything that calls for chronic. Now I have chronic and I will use it too, but if I have this, I use this. And another thing I do is every time I have black backstitch on something, I use black Petite Treasure Blade to backstitch. I just think it lays better for when you're backstitching, and I like the look of it. So I always use black Treasure Braid for black backstitching in black. So this Lord is My Shepherd is by New York Dreamer. And this is what it looks like when it's done. In my flosses, I have a whole bunch of Victorian Model flosses. I belong to her Floss of the Month. And now you can get her Floss of the Month on Etsy. So if you go to Etsy, you can actually order every month and get it. So there's my Victorian Model flosses for that. Let's see here. Something else that I started working on like in November. I thought, oh, I want to do this. I want to get it done. And then, you know, squirrel. And I saw something else Christmassy. And I stopped this and moved on to something else. I never finished this. But I am going to finish this as part of my, it's going to be part of my EGH challenge probably now since I haven't gotten very far at all. But I'm doing the box Christmas morning. And I'll show you what all I have done, which is only the border down low. But my fabric, let me see if I can remember where the fabric, what the fabric is. Where is the part I've done? Oh, maybe it is on here. I haven't had it out in a while. No. Oh, I bet it's wrapped in here. Sorry. Should have had it pulled out already. Probably wrapped in my little cloth here. Here it is. So I use a lot of, I don't always use all the called for colors because I'll go and pull from any of my stash, any of my Victoria Motto, any of my color cotton. So some of these are Victoria Motto, but I'm working on the part that goes around the outside of the box. And you know what? There just had to be a Rudolph, so I gave him a red nose. So I'm almost done with this, and then I'll have the top. And I can't wait to fully finish that. So that'll be fun to get done. And that fabric, let me see if I have it in here. A note in here what it was. When I know what the fabric is, I'll tell you all. I'll figure out what it is. It's this piece of fabric. I can't remember what it is. But I'll find out. I'll figure it out. See where my little note is for it. So that's one thing I'm doing this year. I am going to do the... Oh my goodness. It was new to me and I just learned about it. And I ordered the calendar. Calendar of days. What is it? I can't remember the name of it. I'm going to do it. Because I think if I use that, I'll make a note in everything. When I start something, what fabric I'm using, all that information will be there. And anytime I need to know it, it will be right there. So I've never kept a calendar just for cross stitch. And I don't know. I never thought about doing that. Now I'm going to. So that way I'll know what every fabric is and what I'm using. So I can tell you all what it is. So I'll be working on that. And then one of my other plans this year, actually I'm going to finish one more Christmas one, which is Lizzie and Kate Falala. And it has the little beads with it, so I want to just finish it up. So I'm going to finish that this year. And then, so I have really been liking a lot of Cottage garden samplings for the last few years. I liked it so much that, not last year, but the year before, I bought all the birds. Of course, I like birds. I mean, that's why my name is Neely's Needle Nest. So I have all the birds. I don't know that I'm going to do all the birds, but I'm going to do some of these birds because I love them. But then this year they came out with all the critters, and I love critters. I love any animals. And this fox, oh my goodness. I know you guys have probably seen it because it's been all over the place. I am doing this fox this month. I will be starting this soon. When I finish this lore, the Psalms 23, this is starting. So I want to do this so bad that I'm going to hurry and finish that. So this is number 1 this year, the fox. Year in the Woods, it's called. And next month, they've actually shown it. It's swans. And the way they're doing it, the first 3 are on one kind of a fabric. The next 3 are on another kind of fabric. The next 3 are on a third kind. And then a 4th kind. You don't have to do that. You can actually do it all on one. They have a way for you to do it all on one and what the dimensions of that is. And as you know, it's hard sometimes to find fabrics that they've actually used when they've stitched their models. And that doesn't bother me at all because I'll just go grab something out of my stash or go buy something different. But I had this 32 count when I was a part of Fabrics by Stephanie Fabric of the Month Club. And this is the one I'm going to use. It was called Murtaugh. So the called for is a picture of this plus called, it starts with an M also, Mirage. But if you go on Stephanie's site, see she still has this Murtaugh right here. And I'm doing 32 count. But I don't know if you can see it all. But it's gray and it has kind of like some orangey brown in it. I think it's going to look awesome with these colors. Here's the colors. And I'm going to use all DMC. Sometimes I'll pick up a model of something that might be more variegated, but he don't need variegation. He's got so many colors all through him. He's going to be fine. So I'm going to use all DMC. This is my plan. I cannot wait to start that. Also, I don't know, the book you get from Hirschner's every Christmas, I get that one. If you look in that one, there's a blue fox, a fox done in blues. I think I'm going to do that sometime. I know someone in my family he'll probably say, that's me when he hears this. He has blue in his house, and that box will look really good in his house. So I have enough fabric to do all the first three on there. So that's what I'll be doing. Now, another thing I joined, because my year is probably going to be a year of animals, critters, birds, and everything. So I joined the Bird Crush Club with Stephanie Webb, Lindy Stitches. So her first bird, I'm not going to take it out. I think you can see it. There's not much of a glare here. Is this blue bird Stellar J. And I am doing it on, okay, I have to bring it out now because you got to see the colors. I'm doing it on 32 count Lugana Nessie, which is, it's kind of green, but it's kind of blue too. Like here, it looks blue. It's kind of green, blue, but I pulled some, oh my goodness. I'll show you these colors. Victoria Motto colors for the bird. And that's what I'm going to do. Let me show you these colors up close. This one, look at that variegation. Oh, I love it. And then this one is like a purpley blue. And it's got variegation too. Can't see it as much, but there is. And then that gray blue. I can't wait to start this. This I'll get started and done this month too. They're small. I can do this. One thing you get with hers is you get stickers. So what she did was she knows a photographer, and so he has a bunch of birds, I guess, that he also does photography for. So there's the bird that she used as inspiration. So you get one of the cards of the bird. Tells you a little bit about the bird on the other side. So this is called Bird Crush Club, and there's a different bird every month. And then you get 3 bird stickers. Oh, I have to use this on my calendar, right? Gonna use my stickers on my calendar. Okay, I'm gonna do that. See, now I'm thinking like I'm supposed to think about calendar. Here's another. So she sends this one with your first order. Sorry, I know there's a crinkle, but it won't come out. And this color is used through all, I think every one that we'll be doing. It's a green variegated by Threadworks, Nova Dye. That's the number. So that came with the kit. This whole kit to do this. I have a mess on my desk because I took it out of the package. On my desk, on my table, I mean. So I'm in my, okay. So we bought this house because my daughter, who had just graduated from college, thought she would like to do and sell LuLaRoe. So we did that for a couple years. And we bought this house because of this mother-in-law suite back here. So then we can set up and put all the clothes in here. There's an outdoor entrance into this room. And there's a full kitchen except for a stove. There's a walk-in closet and a full bathroom. So we thought we'll do that in here. Well, then after a couple years, she didn't want to do that anymore. So we stopped doing that. She's a flight attendant now. But so I thought, I'm going to move in here. I'm going to move all my cross stitch in here. I've got my sewing machine out over here for finishing. I have to put it away. We have a couch in here, so when company comes over, people can sleep in here and have their own bathroom and everything. So that's where I am right now, in that room. Okay, let's see, is that it? Okay, my only other thing I think I have to share, let me make sure my notes here, is I am going to do the Just Cross Stitch Ornaments of the Month again this year. And they give you, they put a survey out there. What one do you want to do? And they do all that. I didn't participate in that because it doesn't matter to me what they choose. I'll do whatever. But you do 10 of the 12 that they choose. And then you can choose 2 wild cards. So if you don't want to do a couple of them you don't like, you can choose a different one in the magazine. So I am going to participate in that again because I like a lot of these too. So I'll be doing that this year. Then, let me make sure what else did I was going to show you my Cardinal Points, but now I forgot to grab it. I'm almost done with it, but I ran out of a floss that the floss doesn't. I used an old version of it, which I don't normally do that, but I did. I thought I'd have enough. And you can't match it anymore. So I know I can match it by pulling some of my Victorian model. I just hadn't done it. So I'm almost done with that. I just had the bottom part to do. So I'll show you that next time. So Flosstubers. One of my new Flosstubers I've been watching was Stitching and True Crime. And it grabbed my attention because I also like to watch and listen to, true crime podcast. So it's 2 friends that are doing the Flosstube, and I just started watching them. So go check them out. I think they have about maybe 10 Flosstubes out. And I watched them, and they both have different tastes, so it's fun to watch that and see what they're doing. So go check them out. I've been watching them. I do have some haul. Where is my haul? Just a few. I'm sure I have a lot more haul that I'm showing, but this is my recent haul. Sorry, I gotta grab one that's way far away. So I went to Brick City Stitchers, which is my local LNS, which is about an hour and 15 minutes from me. I went there on January 1st. She always has a stitch in on January 1st. And so I bought some things while I was there. So she had these little music boxes. Here, I'll turn it a little. Oh, it didn't turn it off. It plays green sleeves, but look, you put a cross stitch on top. So I'm going to go try to find something holly or something, maybe a small wreath that you can put in that spot and put it on here. I just love it. So I had to buy that music box when I was there. I also belong to, through Crazy Annie's, I belong to Lady Dot's Embellishment. What's it called? Embellishment, all kinds of stuff she sends. You get it every month and you get something different. It's always color themed for the month, and you use it on anything you have that you want to finish. So I just actually got this one. So if you haven't seen this yet, you might not want to look. But look, it has the chenille, the rickrack, some satiny, it might be silk, lace, and then you get the fabric. And then she'll send something special in it every time. This one has a little snowflake and a set of scissors there. So I was thinking, man, I wish I had this when I did that big round snowflake in December for just this cross stitch. I could have used this. It would have been cute, and I could have hung that snowflake on it. So now I gotta find something else snowflakey to do. I bet there's something in this year's. So while I was at Brick City Stitcher, she always has remnants of fabric that I like to buy since I do smalls. So I bought some opalescent Nessie, some Lugana Gildro. I just like the color. It's kind of yellow gold. Then some Jobelan lamb's wool. We can always use lamb's wool. And then another piece of cream. And then my lighting changed in here because it got dark outside. Then this one is summer khaki. So I always like to buy some of the remnants when I'm there just for some of my small finishes. So I guess that is actually, oh, now I had something turn on. I actually think I got through all my, let me look here. So another thing I'm going to do that I didn't have to show you, but I want to tell you about it since I'm not back for a month probably. But I'm also doing the owl forestry, the Cardinals that just came out. I ordered it, and I think because of Christmas, mine's not gotten here yet. But I saw that it's in the process. So I'm hoping I'll get that in the next week, because I'm going to start that because Finally a Farm Girl is a friend of mine here in Florida, and she and Sambry Stitches are going to stitch that in kind of in memory of their moms who they've lost in the last year. I lost my mom like 25 years ago, but still, everybody always thinks of that when you see a cardinal. That's, you know, your loved one's kind of presence, or just even a reminder of them being there. And of course, it's birds, so I like cardinals. And when I saw it, I was like, I gotta jump and do this. I didn't even know the Finally Farm Girl and Sambry had already bought it and was discussing doing it. So I'm like, I'm gonna jump in it on it too and do it with you. So I'm gonna do that one, and when I get it, I'll show you the colors, because they dye their own floss, and so I ordered the floss that came with it too. So hopefully we'll get that done. And also another thing, which I've heard this on a couple floss tubes, but I didn't make a note of it. So if someone can tell me down below, and then I'll know and give credit to who it is. But someone came up with the thought of Feathered Fridays. So basically stitching birds, you know, on Friday. So I am for sure going to do that, since I'm doing so many different birds. I'm going to stitch on Feathered Fridays. And of course that'll be in my new calendar that I'm also waiting on to come. And I already have stickers, and I'm ready for that. But I'm really excited to just start that calendar. I won't keep a calendar, like a daily calendar for my life, because every time I buy a calendar, then I don't use it. But I know, I'm pretty sure I will use it for cross stitch, because I'll have so many things that I can write down that I need to remember. So I'm going to do that. And another thing, I like to usually end my videos with something that has spoken to me in the last week, or the Lord's laid on my heart. Well, of course, the big thing to me this season, and I don't know if it's like this for everyone, but I've always liked to pick a word or a verse or a phrase every year to kind of focus on. And sometimes it's been a Bible verse, sometimes it's been a phrase. This year it was a word, and I knew what it was, and I knew what I wanted it to be. And so my word for 2022 is restore. So restore, it can be repairing. You can be renovating when you're restoring. And to me, only God can restore us. And we've had a lot going on in our lives in the last 2 years, all of us. And a lot of us need some hope and restoring. And so there's all kinds. So what I do with that word is, like, I think about it all year. And usually every month I try to think of something different. So like right now, my big thing, and the first thing that came to me since I was doing Psalms 23 was that restore our souls. You know, Lord, please restore our souls. Only you can restore our souls when we've lost someone, when we've got hardships going on, hard times going on. Only you can restore us. So I'll look up verses through the year that kind of go with that. And you know, this doesn't even go, I'll share this with another time, because there's so many other things I thought with the word restore. So just remember that if you want to pick a word for the year, pick a word for the year, and just think on it and how that can help you through that year. And I'll share with you every month what my new restore that goes restore. So this month was like restore our souls. Restore our souls, you know, restore what's going on within us, restore our souls. Because sometimes we can give up, and we don't want to. We don't want to see the light. We want to see the dark. We want to be in the dark, but the light is so much brighter. So there's a word for you for tonight, and thank you for joining me. This is Flosstube number 12. I didn't say that before because I ended on number 11. I will see you next month. Have a good month. Bye.